Everybody wave to the people.
Hi.
Thank you all for coming today and listening to my speech. It's about the art funding, and with so many mental health issues in America right now, the arts funding is very important because art boosts self-esteem, lowers stress, and helps encourage creativity, and many more things. So I'm Kristen Flores. This is about the funding for more funding for the arts programs. So what would you do if your child, niece, nephew, if their art program was cut because of lack of funding? Sadly, this happens to quite a bit of schools in low-income neighborhoods. So a reason why I chose this topic is very important to me. In high school, art was one of the main things in my life. And I also was able to see classmates who were able to get rid of their stress and really focus on arts. Some sources I used were the Americans for the Arts and the National Assembly of State Art Agencies. And a few more that I'll tell you about at the end. So first I'll tell you about the current funding and the results of that, and then I'll tell you about the benefits of more funding and what that can do, and how you can help. So, as you can see, we have the local, state, and federal are the smallest of the three revenue categories. Local government offers 4%, state government 2%, and federal 3%. So, if you can see in my pie chart, earned income is the majority of that in other foundations and things like that. So if a low-income school can't get those, they'll be forced to eliminate their art programs. So once funding decreases, art programs are the first to go. And during the 1999 to the 2000 school year, 20% of schools offered dance and theater classes. But now, in the 2009 to 2010 school year, only 3% of schools offered dance programs and 4% theater. So you can see a 15 to 16% drop in the arts funding. And then you can also see Common Core state standards that are implemented in 46 states, and these standards don't even include art in their programs. Benefits of more funding. Art gives students a break from to focus on the environment, their current environment around them. This allows students to lower stress with different things like painting, drawing, sculpting, photography, and many more. The average person has 60,000 thoughts per day, and 95% of those thoughts are the same day in and day out. So as you can see, art will help you clear your mind from all those thoughts and will give you a meditative state of mind to help you. So current positive art funding that's been going on is with the National Endowment for the Arts. It awarded $5.8 million in educational grants in 2016, along with $4.9 million in professional development for arts educators since 2006. So that helped a little bit with funding. And another success with art funding is the Great Stories Club. This helped at-risk students who were not able to find reading groups or be able to afford the books, and this helps them to be able to come into a program free. And they talk about challenging books, and it's encouraged a lot of kids to really focus on their education instead of what's going on in their life. So there are many possibilities for more art funding, especially for small towns like poetry, dance, and art programs. So what you guys can do is you can take action. There are many steps that you can do. So current funding isn't too great, so we can push people to fund a little bit more. Talk to your local schools. Some offer fundraising, and some can also help you to do donation, things like that. You can also donate to programs fighting for art funding, like the Americans for the Arts program. They help really fight and keep people in connection with programs. There's also the artsactionfund.org, and you can get involved politically. Use your vote to really help. And really, your voice really does matter. Due to hard work, Congress increased the National Endowment of Arts Fund by $3 million this year. So you can see how people have really been pushing Congress to do something, and they've actually helped. So some of the sources I used were the Center of Arts Education Policy and Funding, the National, as I told you, the National Assembly of Arts, State Arts Agencies, and also the artsactionfund.org. So I would really recommend writing that URL down. And they have many steps of taking action to help with arts. Donation, getting involved, fundraisers, things like that. So I want to thank you all for coming, and I wanted to ask, does anybody here have any questions? Yes?
I'm only 17. How can I help with funding?
So as she said, you're only 17, how can you help with funding? You can help with funding by going to this takeaction.org, arts, and the other sites on here, and you can get involved with your local high school, where you go, and local elementary and middle schools. And that relates to my main topic, because really you can help a lot. Even though you're only 17, you can help with the funding of arts. So I want to thank you all for attending. Thank you for listening to my speech.